My turn. I knew these things were good for something in the 80s. Well, there's many of y'all in here that know me well. And like Jen said, y'all already know I'm not normal. I'm not your everyday, average Mississippi dude. I'm different. I've been called outside the box. It doesn't bother me. I actually wear it like a badge of honor, I guess. But after all, I dress different. I talk different. I'm into different things. I'm not into television or video games. I don't have a Twitter account. And I don't eat pizza. I have nice things, but, you know, I'm not materialistic. And I really am into the simple things of life. That's that defines me, pretty much. And I have strong faith, but I still listen to my rock and roll. And I could keep going on and on, but most of you already know all these eccentricities already. The problem is, you see, this can be quite a dilemma. To be so different, so outside the box. How's an abnormal fellow like me ever going to maintain a relationship? Let's see, try to act normal? Well, then that would be playing the phony, wouldn't it? But how could I ever find someone that would not only tolerate me, but fall insanely in love with me? Well, along comes my Jen. Now, she's a bit different too. She's outside the box as well. And she came crashing into my life when I thought all hope was lost. There just wasn't no way. And she totally blew me away. She is beautiful. She is funny. She is intelligent. And she is very creative. She's also very musical, so big points there. And as she already said, she would rather sit and talk all evening than be glued to the TV set. And since I'm different that way, you know, that's really nice. It's tough to be in a relationship if you've got someone that's not into TV and someone that is. You know, how do you make that work? Trust me, it's difficult. Anyway, we fell together rather quickly, kind of like buzzards on roadkill. And it wasn't long till we were inseparable. She impressed me from the day that we met, the very first day that we met. But I've since grown to be downright overtaken with her, maybe mental. And I have never in my life known a couple to be so in love. And you my bestest buddy. As she said, there's something special about the way we desire each other's company. And I'm talking about round the clock. You all know how it is. You've seen it. Either I'm her shadow or she's my shadow, or maybe we're just one giant shadow blob. I don't know. But Amanda came in the store recently and saw me, and she said, "Where's Jen? I know she's around." Because if I was there, Jen was close by. Did y'all ever hear of such a thing? Well, all these months have passed, and here's the interesting thing. None of it has faded. You know, sometimes you get those little warm and fuzzy feelings up front, but, you know, time comes along and things seem to fade. But no, it's gotten worse. Some of y'all do think we need to see a psychiatrist. I know. When utter necessity causes us to have to be apart for, 10 or 15 minutes or so, it's like the sun is extinguished, the dark clouds roll in, the temperature suddenly drops 30 degrees. And I feel sick inside. She just went after a gallon of milk. Well, she's the same way. Well, I did say she was funny. And she's fun to be around. Me personally, I need laughter as much as I need the air to breathe. If I wasn't able to laugh, it'd be the same as God shutting off the oxygen on the planet. I just couldn't survive. I have to have it. Some people, I'm sorry to say, just don't seem to have a sense of humor. But Jen and I, we cut up and play like we were little kids. Neither one of us have an age, by the way. Some of you say, there's a little age difference. No, we don't, neither one of us have an age. At one moment we're serious and we seem older, and the next thing you know, we're like little kids playing on the carpet, you know. So I stole that from you. She's the one that said that. We don't have an age. But she will get me sometime just laughing till we're in stitches. And you know what? She is really good for me. In our vows, we talk about the little things. And they mean so much to us, from her reaching down to hold my hand, or pushing a cart with me at the grocery store, to me being busy at work, just buried in work, and she walks in with that cup of coffee. You know, the little things. This is what I was saying earlier. The little things are so important. And there are just many, many such things like this. And the beauty is, again, none of this is faded. None of this has showed any signs of waning. We just adore one another, plain and simple. She's really good for me. We're both created, musically and artistically, in different yet complementary ways. We started our own business together, mainly because we love being around each other so much. We want to go off work to different places, but also because it's an outlet to share our creativity together. When we give gifts to each other, they're handmade. We don't let Walmart win any points either with the cards on birthdays or Valentine's or whatever. I think sometimes that we secretly try to outdo each other, not because of competition, but because of the love that we have for one another. She is sure enough good for me, y'all. In this day and age of television and the internet and Facebook and video games and all these other free time distractions, I used to wonder if there was anyone on the planet left that just wanted to sit and talk. You know what it's like to have someone just truly converse with you, to speak, and they're actually listening. It's something else. They don't interrupt you to interject their point of view or give you advice, but rather truly listen. Further, to have an intelligent conversation where you don't say something, get that deer in the headlight look back. Oh, because she's very intelligent. And she's really good for me. And listen, she's not lazy. She'll jump in and do whatever it takes, like hanging sheetrock with me. She said I did most of that bedroom myself. Well, she helped too, y'all. She'd crawl up under the house and work with me. Whatever it took. I believe that this young lady can do anything she puts her mind to. I believe she can do anything you men can do except reach the plates on the top shelf. She's amazing to me, and she's really good for me. And she has a good heart, a beautiful heart. She is sensitive, and she is tender. She's loving and affectionate. And she truly cares about my feelings and my moods. In this immoral world in which we live, she's shown me virtues that I find very rare. And guess what? She's really good for me. Hey, she puts up with me. I'm not an easy person. Am I? Mama's shaking her head there. So no. I tend to take on big projects, and sometimes I get in over my head. Maybe most times I do. I don't know. But Jin's there to toss me a lifeline. And if I start drowning, going down for the third time, she's there to give me mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. In case you haven't noticed, she's really good for me. Children are another thing. When children are brought in from previous marriages, sometimes it can be a disaster. Oftentimes it's a disaster. Not in our house. Jin loves my children as if they were her own, and she takes great care of them. She is so very, what is it? She's so very what? Good? Good for you. Little audience participation there. In short, it's like that song says, if you could only see the way she loves me, maybe you would understand. And so now I make my vows to you. And the first thing that I want to vow is my honesty. And I promise to be truthful and sincere, to not be secretive and do things behind your back. And I promise to work through all things, big and small, that may cause a problem between us. And I promise, as you did, to not let the sun go down on our wrath. In other words, to be at peace with you before going to sleep at night. The second thing I want to vow is my love and fidelity. I promise my intimate love to you and you only. And I promise to love you with that deep love that we've shared. And I promise to cherish and adore you like the precious thing you are. My third vow is to remain your bestest buddy, to value your time and your company over that of others. I promise to dream on with you, to sing for the laughter and sing for the tear. In joy and in sorrow, my arms would be your home. I promise to always lift you up and not tear you down, to never ridicule you or purposely embarrass you in front of others. Because after all, that's what best friends do. My fourth vow is to be your knight in shining black armor, to protect you against anything physical or even verbal, to wield my trusty sword and slay any dragon that threatens my gin. I promise to always have your back and stand up for you, even when you're not around and even if you're wrong. Nothing will harm my woman when I'm there. And further, I promise to be your personal doctor in sickness or injury, to be your comfort and be like healing medicine. And in this day of all this social networking and so forth and all the problems that go along with it, I vow also to stay away from anything that can potentially harm our relationship. I don't want them. I don't need them. And I intend to be careful to stay away from the appearance of anything that might conjure doubts or engender confusion. And my sixth vow is to be proactive, to not let slip or fade the beautiful and romantic little things that we have in our life, but rather to nurture them and make them even better. And since 7 is called the number of perfection, my final vow refers to our faith. I vow with you to keep God foremost in our lives, to read and pray together with you, to set our household on a hill, to live our lives in such a way that's pleasing to God. And remember what the other song says, if the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. If mountains crumbled to the sea, there would still be you and me.